home runs on the first 3 pitches. No one's ever done that before.
Really?
What do you? Yeah, really.
Yeah.
What do you attribute that to? Is that, a knowing Nestor? Is that 3 good hitters at top line? Like, what do you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I saw Reggie here today. He's 3 homers and 3 pitches, right, in the World Series. So maybe it was that.
And I had something else, but yeah.
Okay.
Ron, front row.
Was part of the plan going in figuring Nestor would be around the strike zone early?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the one thing we weren't sure is, stuff-wise, what he was going to be. We knew he wasn't throwing quite as hard necessarily in spring training. A lot of times early in the season, guys aren't as settled as they normally would be. So I think he lacked a little bit of crispness on his, usually he gets a lot of play with that 4-seam, that extra little cut on his cutter wasn't quite as sharp. So, and then they, took advantage with his stuff being down a little bit.
And as much as you're happy with the performance, at the end of it, does part of you just feel for Nestor knowing the person he is?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're in competition out there, and it's the game, and once that happens, but I want him to have a great year, and there's no reason he won't go and have a great year, and I know how competitive he is, so, you're gonna take your lumps in this game. You play long enough, so it's just one game, so he'll be all right.
Right behind you, Ron. Bill, and then Nate.
Aaron, Judge did not have a great spring training. What did he do to get his back going once the season started?
Yeah, I mean, he was fine in spring. I mean, he wasn't hitting the ball great and wasn't, but I think part of that is him tinkering with different things in spring training, because he had the full runway health-wise of getting regular at bats. So I think it's a time for him. He's always wanting to move the needle. Like, where can I improve? And sometimes with spring training, that means tinkering with some different things to maybe help you get a little bit better. So I think it's as simple as that. Physically, he's been really good, and it wasn't something I was worried about.
Nate.
Aaron, you've spoken about wanting to see guys get their firsts out of the way this weekend, and one that might get overshadowed in all this was J.C. Escarra today getting his first major league action. During the game, when he's getting ready to go in, are you able to say, hey, take a moment and soak this in?
No, but I was paying close attention to him, and I feel like he did that. I feel like he had an appreciation for being out there, and that's one of the good things about this game is you do get some guys in there that haven't played in the first 2 games, and for JC, in his journey, having not done in the big leagues, he's going to be in there probably one of these days, on the against the Diamondbacks, before we go on the road. So to be able to get in a few innings and kind of break that seal a little bit, I think is valuable. Obviously getting Peraza in there and him hitting a big homer, that was big for him. So those things you like to see happen and check those kind of things off the list.
Gary, to the left.
With the way the ball was flying today, do you expect Judge to get that 4th one in those last 2 at-bats?
Yeah, I mean, nothing's out of reach for him. So, I wanted to give him that opportunity at least. Yep, and he almost did it. Both his last 2 at-bats, he almost got them both.
Clap to the right.
Actually, just following up on that question, he was facing Bowers, who's throwing, 65 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Did you like his chances given that dynamic? I mean, is that...
I don't know. It's always weird. I actually thought Bowers looked pretty adept at it, like kind of that under hitting speed. Like sometimes guys look a little too good and they're throwing 80, and then it's like, no, that's not what you want. You want that kind of under speed, and Bowers seemed to have a decent feel for that. So you never know.
Ron in the front.
After Austin leads off on Thursday, when you get the first pitch homer here, are you pretty proud of everything that went into that?
I think I said I wrestled with that lineup the entire off day and finally settled on it in the evening. So Yeah, I mean, the guys were swinging it so well today. I don't think it had anything to do with the lineup. I just think it had something to do with all the people in it and taking advantage of some good pitches to hit. So, it's definitely good when you see a guy in a place for the first time. To have some success is nice.
Thank you, Aaron.
So Aaron Boone